people think garlic is a health food. It isn't. The people have gotten off of garlic because we've shown them that bullets used to be rubbed in garlic in World War I and II. They didn't have to kill anyone by hitting him in the heart. If he was just nicked, he would die.
The Italians, who were very knowledgeable about the toxic effects of garlic, they took garlic cloves with them. They basically used the garlic juice to pour it over the bullets. When the garlic entered the enemy's bloodstream, they knew that the enemy would die.
At the Northern California Medical College, they found that garlic killed tens of thousands of brain cells, even in the small amount you got in a salad dressing.
There are studies now to show that garlic, in fact, can destroy brain cells, and it can also burn little holes into the intestinal wall. So it can burn. You eat raw garlic and it burns your throat.
Garlic contains a compound called allicin that it's used to protect itself from pests. So pests approach the garlic and they smell it and they don't want to eat it. So when you consume it, you not only smell it as you're eating it in your breath, garlic breath, but then usually the next day you can smell it leaving your body, so you can smell it in your sweat.
Now, what is an odor that comes from your body? It's something your body is looking to take something out of it. If you're eating things like onions and garlic and spices and oils and vinegars or animal products, you're going to smell.
There is a whole new trend in Italy now that is shying away from putting garlic in food. There is even a new trend called garlic-free restaurants.
We know certain things about these foods, so-called. We know things about the substances they contain. For one thing, we're talking about mustard oil. Mustard oil is used in chemical warfare, which gives you some indication of what an irritant it is. And another thing is allicin, which is also extremely toxic and irritating. What fascinates me is that people will stand there in their kitchen and they will be peeling and cutting their onions, and their eyes are streaming and they say, "I'm not crying, it's just that I'm cutting onions." And it never occurs to these people that if the substances within those onions are so irritating that it's causing the delicate membranes of their eyes to shed tear after tear to try and cleanse it out, is it not obvious that it's equally as irritating to the delicate membranes on the inside of their body? And they're setting up irritation there. The very fact that people's breath, armpits, skin, and every other personal place on their body reeks of garlic when they eat it is evidence of the fact that as soon as you consume this stuff, your body does everything it can to push it out, whether it's through your skin, your breath, or any other method.
It also overrides the flavor of other tastes in food. So once you put garlic in, you hardly taste anything else but garlic. This leads to digestive trouble, where the digestive system no longer recognizes these other tastes and is not secreting the correct enzymes and digestive secretions in order to digest all the foods that you have ingested.
When it comes to spices and so forth, the problem also is with these things that the more you use them, the more, as we said before, you lose your ability to taste and discern the more delicate tastes of our natural foods, and the more it leads us to overeating, eating foods that are not natural to our dietary, and basically going away from what's healthful. Onions and garlic are things which we have over the centuries been brainwashed into believing are even health foods by some people.
The oldest form of medicine doesn't recommend garlic at all. And they had very good reasons, because it was known to be one of the most toxic herbs or plants and not fit for human consumption, that were known to have destructive effects. So many people think that that's a good thing. We want something that kills off germs, but it can have negative side effects that may be even worse.
They're always invariably recommended for the one thing they do, while we overlook the 50 or 100 other things that we would really rather not have them do, but they do that as well. This fragmented view of health is a dangerous view.
You're leaving behind a huge number, billions of corpses of dead bacteria that you then need to dispose of, which can then attract other bacteria into your body that weren't designed to come in.
Why is garlic touted as good for the immune system? People take it and they have fewer symptoms. Everyone thinks garlic's a health food because if they use it regularly, they don't have symptoms. Well, why is that? That's because it kills the bacteria that are cleaning up the garbage, that are consuming the dead and dying tissue. When the bacteria are consuming this garbage, depending on what that garbage is, we're going to have symptoms. If we eliminate the bacteria, we don't get symptoms.
None of those substances have the capacity to go into your body and conduct healing processes. It simply is not how it works. If your body does not use it as a raw material, it will simply exert its efforts to get that stuff out of the system. This is a considerable shift for people to take in the way that they see health and how health is created and how health is maintained. Now, there certainly are effects that taking such things into the body have. Most of those effects, if not all of them, are to do with the body's efforts to rid itself of that irritant. And in doing so, that is misinterpreted as the thing itself has brought about healing. But if we actually look at it in those ways and we start to put two and two together and invite our common sense to come back, when I say come back, it's because largely our common senses are drawn away from us by clever marketing and also long-term habits of other people that we assume must be normal. Common sense tells us if your body tries to push something out and your eyes stream when you cut into it, it's not something that builds health.